Kate and a team of scientists stumble across an alien buried in the ice for thousands of years.
I'm going to take a tissue sample.
Do you really think that's a good idea?
Yes, I do.
Believing it is dead, they perform a simple experiment that accidentally frees the creature from its frozen prison.
Somebody was attacked.
But it seems everyone is fine.
But the parasite can mimic anything it touches, pitting human against human as it tries to survive in The Thing.
The Thing. We've all just seen it. Sean, why don't you start?
Okay.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Got a question. I was really excited to see this movie. I was a big fan of the 80s version. So I was coming to this thinking it was going to be a sequel, prequel, remake, pre-make. I wasn't really sure what it was.
Now you're confusing me.
Yeah.
I believe it is a prequel of a remake.
Oh.
It has a story that chronicles the events leading up to the 1982 John Carpenter film called The Thing, which was a remake of a movie called The Thing from Another World, which Howard Hawks produced in 1951. So I hope that clears something up.
You're being very diplomatic because to me this is very much a remake. I refuse to call it a prequel. It is a remake. There are very few things that I like in the differences between the two films, but I really liked the opening scene of this film.
Yes.
I just thought the opening sequence had humor, it was beautifully shot, it was exciting, and it set me up for a letdown because I didn't like the rest of the movie.
A lot of the elements that made the 1982 film successful make this one successful. You've got this rich Antarctic, cold, isolated setting, and you've got a creature that can assimilate human beings and look like human beings, look like dogs, and no one knows where this thing is. They just know it's somewhere in this station out in the snowy wilderness. And I think that this one is fun. What it does poorly is it replicates too closely the 1982 John Carpenter film.
The big part of it is that there's just no mystery in it. Unfortunately, it shows its cards way too early. We're even told initially that it's an alien. In the 80s one, it goes a while until we figure out that it's an alien. And I feel like that helped with the mystery and the tension.
I really liked our lead, our heroine, Kate Lloyd. I thought she was a really strong female character, and they had no female characters in the original film.
Now, do you think that's an improvement?
It's not better than the John Carpenter film, but I do think those things that you're talking about that are fresh are effective. This film will play better for people who don't know John Carpenter's movie.
One of the major problems I had with the film was the script. I just didn't think the script was very good, and it had a lot of story holes. And one of the story holes that really bumped for me was, why are they inviting a Columbia University paleontology fellow to Antarctica to investigate an alien spaceship and alien organism?
Let's talk about something I think that maybe you enjoyed. I don't know, I certainly did. The lead actress here, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she was in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and Final Destination 3, Black Christmas. So she's been in this horror genre for a while, and I think if there's anyone in this generation akin to a scream queen like Jamie Lee Curtis was back in the late 70s, early 80s, it's Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I think she's very solid here. She's got a great career ahead of her.
Listen. When I went back to check it, someone had cleaned up the blood. All right, so whatever it is still here.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead, is very approachable. There's something just very natural about her. She seems like an every woman, and I did think she gave a really strong, tempered performance. And I really like Joel Edgerton. I'm kind of a lifelong fan of his now, and I thought that he showed real fear in a lot of the climactic scenes.
My favorite were the unsung characters, the Norwegians. Lars was my boy. No, seeing him just take over halfway through with the flamethrower was amazing. Unfortunately, I didn't like Joel Edgerton as much. I thought, he had the machismo there, but he can't hold a candle to Kurt Russell.
He can hold a flamethrower to Kurt Russell.
Yes, he can. Okay. And he will.
Well, what do you guys think about the directing?
So we've got a Dutch filmmaker here making his debut. His name is Matthijs van Heijningen. He's a guy who sat down and watched the 1982 film over and over and over again, and he replicates that movie and gets the same atmosphere and same style out there.
I thought it was adequate, but it was pretty much a shot-for-shot remake without really including what made the 80s one so incredible, which was the practical effects.
The CGI of this film looks, cheap and unfinished, and I just, compared to the amazing alien in John Carpenter's film, it was no contest. I mean, it made me so upset. Let's just vote.
Yeah.
So if it's not anything new, and it's not improving upon the original, don't waste your money on it. Skip it.
This 2011 version of The Thing is firmly in the shadow of John Carpenter's movie, but it has some entertaining thrills. Stream it.
It was adequate, nowhere near as good as the 80s version. Catch this thing of imitation on video. Stream it.
Well, it looks like our votes add up to 1 ticket, which is a stream it.
There you go.
Alrighty.
So this is a decent thing, I guess.
It's all right thing.
It's an all right thing?